these are my official Wrestlepalooza predictions. Let's get into it. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. This match, I am not expecting anything fantastic out of this match. This honestly might be the worst in-ring match of the entire night. I'm not even kidding, by the way. I think it's going to be tied between this match and the Bronze versus the Usos. These two, I think, are going to be probably the worst in-ring matches of the entire night, in my opinion. Now, again, John Cena's had great matches these last two PLEs between Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes. But the Cody Rhodes one, that was more or less because of the stipulation. And the Logan Paul one was more because Logan Paul is a lot more athletic, I want to say. He was able to pull off more moves with John Cena, making John Cena look a little bit better. Cena, I think, wrestles better nowadays against people who are more athletic than him, and meaning way more athletic, which is why the CM Punk match might have not been as good as people wanted it to be. Punk is not as athletic as he used to be, so obviously it's not going to be that great of a match because Cena can't do anything else than what we see from him. And Cena and Lesnar are both kind of the same, where they're just these athletic freaks of nature, you know, where they're both strong as hell. And we're basically probably going to just get a finisher fest in this match. This is probably what it's going to be, is a finisher fest. I mean, almost every single Cena match so far has been a finisher fest, but it's going to be even more so with Brock Lesnar. I mean, everyone's going to want to see Lesnar do the F5, and we're going to see it here. I mean, I'm not kidding. Brock Lesnar is going to... This is going to be a finisher fest, and honestly, I don't think Brock Lesnar is going to win this match. I think John Cena is going to win because Lesnar has just gotten over on him every single time so far. Cena has not gotten one over on Lesnar once yet, so the way they build these feuds, it's so obvious that Cena, I think, is going to win this because I don't even know if Lesnar is back full time yet. This might just be a one and done thing, or maybe not, who knows. But either way, I don't know what they have in store for Lesnar. Lesnar is always a mystery. I have no idea what they have in store for him, so I'm not even going to try with him. But Cena, I think, is going to win this, and the next time we see him is at Crown Jewel in like October 11th, I think it is. So I think that might honestly be a Intercontinental Championship match against Dominic Mysterio. And they might pull the trigger and let Cena win that, but at the same time, when Cena only has a few appearances left, I don't think they do that, and that might be a way of putting Dom over. But the problem is when you have Cena beat somebody like a Lesnar and a Logan Paul, and then you have Dominic Mysterio beat Cena, that's not a great look, if I'm being honest. You know, having somebody like a Mysterio go over on Cena when Lesnar and Logan Paul didn't, or even a CM Punk didn't, even though Cena had help in the Punk one, but whatever. Point still stands is that I don't think Dominic Mysterio is in a point where he can be the one going over on Cena, and whether you make it clean or not, I mean, obviously Dominic might be the heel in that match, and you have Dom win in a heelish way. I could maybe see a world where you do that, but the problem is Logan Paul and Brock Lesnar are probably two bigger heels where they would do way more heelish acts to win. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, maybe I am. But it's either that match or Cena versus AJ Styles. And I would love to see either one of those matches, but I think that is the route we go in. It's either Cena and Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship, so Cena can finally win his, become a Grand Slam champion, or it's against AJ Styles, the match that everyone wanted to see in Clash in Paris. I think those are the routes for Cena heading into Crown Jewel. Next, we have the Bronze versus the Usos, and that being Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed versus Jay and Jimmy Uso. Now, I think this feud has actually kind of been built up pretty well. I mean, there is some things I like about it, some things I don't like about it, but it just comes back down to regular TV programming, in my opinion, where they constantly have the Usos and the Bronze opening or closing every single episode of Monday Night Raw, and it just gets really frustrating when it's the same damn thing every single Monday Night Raw. I mean, without fail, it is an iteration of the Usos and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and LA Knight and Seth Rollins and CM Punk. It's just an iteration of all of that over and over and over again. It's constantly having the vision closed Monday Night Raw, and I understand they are the big thing right now, and the same thing happened with the Judgment Day 2 years ago, but I'm sorry, the Judgment Day was just a way more entertaining back then than than the Vision is right now. I'm just saying, there's something about the way the Bronze tell a story. They are kind of missing Paul Heyman in this regard, but at the same time, I don't think they're doing a terrible job. You know, it's a catch-22, because I actually do think this is helping the Bronze a lot. I think allowing them to talk for themselves is helping them a ton, and I don't think they're doing a bad job whatsoever. I think they're doing a really, really good job, but yeah, it's been a pretty well-built feud, I will say that, you know, and I think it's getting to the point where it's actually pretty solid due to the fact that LA Knight and Jey Uso are kind of going at it when they're both supposed to be faces, and Jey Uso's kind of turning a little bit, you know. There's been a little bit of a turn for Jey Uso where it seems like he's acting, as Jimmy said, more like Roman Reigns before. Now, obviously, I'm not expecting a full-on heel turn from him, but we'll have to see. I mean, there could be a very good chance Jey actually might turn heel, and I'd be for that because I've been one of those people who have hated Jey Uso for a while, and it's probably because he turned face. I actually don't mind him as a heel. Jey was actually okay as a heel, but when he's a face, I don't know what it is, but he is just not that good as a face, in my opinion. Yes, he's over as hell, and I don't get why, but at the same time, he's just not entertaining, in my opinion, at all, and as a heel, he at least was. But going into this, I do expect that the Bronze are going to beat the Usos in this match. I think this is purely to just put over the Bronze and allowing the Bronze to have a big showcase against a big name, the Usos. I mean, every single Monday Night Raw, they are constantly mentioning how the Usos are one of the best tag teams, if not the best tag team in WWE history. So they are constantly mentioning that. So they want people to know that the Bronze are able to beat that type of tag team. And so I'm just telling you, I really do believe that this is a showcase of the Bronze, and this is allowing them to kind of showcase how damn good they are. I mean, we got to see a little bit of that at SummerSlam between Roman and Jey versus the Bronze, and the Bronze lost. I think this is where they actually end up winning here, and maybe this loss for the Usos might put Jey over the edge and allow Jey to maybe have a full-on heel turn eventually. We'll just have to see, but yes, my final opinion is I think the Bronze are going to win here, and honestly, I could see a world where the Bronze end up going after the tag titles in the Judgment Day, and it allows the Judgment Day to have other things going on at the moment, because it seems like a Finn Balor and a Dominic Mysterio feud is on the horizon, so you need to get those tag titles off of him so Finn can go for the Intercontinental Championship, and it'd be perfect, you know. Yeah, I think, as I said, the Bronze are targeting the tag title soon, and I think the Usos are going to have a little bit of a, you know, possible feud coming up here where maybe they're going after each other and they're just, I don't know. Hopefully it's not going to end up like that WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 40. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. That shit show should never happen again. But yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be better. Next, we have the Women's World Championship match between Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer to crown the new Women's World Champion. Now, this one, again, I have been going back and forth with who I think should win this, and I've been saying it will be Io Sky because, you know, Io Sky can just, you know, it's a safe option. And that's been what WWE likes to go with lately, has just been a safe option. She is a safe option. She's been world champion before. She can do it again, and she can put on fantastic feuds or fantastic matches, whatever the case may be. And their only argument that I've had about Stephanie is the fact that they have nothing going for her, but that might be the reason they actually gave her the championship, is the fact that she has nothing going for her, and they want to kickstart her a little bit and get her going. And this might be a way of doing that and having her win the Women's World Championship, you know? I think it's only a matter of time before she ends up winning, and what better way to showcase Stephanie Vaquer than having her beat Io Sky at Wrestlepalooza, where all the eyes are on Stephanie at this point. Now, I think people are going to be surprised that I think Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer are probably the two best in-ring wrestlers WWE has at the moment. Now, I did say Becky Lynch might be the best in-ring technician, meaning grappler and all that type of stuff. If you're a big wrestling fan, you know what I'm talking about. But I think Io Sky and Stephanie are going to put on a fantastic match. Now, I really don't know who wins this match. I really, really don't. Now, honestly, I'm going to leave this up in the air. I think it's a 50-50 chance for either one of them. I'm not going to say which one I think is going to win because honestly, I really don't know. I really just don't know. And I'm excited for this one. This one's going to be a really, really fun match. It's going to be a good one because who knows who's actually going to win this. I think I can see either one winning. And maybe more recently, I could actually see a world where Stephanie walks away with it because of what's going on with Io Sky and Asuka. But at the same time, that can allow a great feud right away for the Women's World Championship between Io and Asuka. Now, who knows what that'll be? You know, maybe they add Stephanie Vaquer to that picture, and then it's like a three-way, and then maybe Rhea even said she was going to be involved in it, so maybe it's a four-way. Stephanie walks away with it, and then the other three go off into like a tag world where it's Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Io and Rhea. I mean, who knows? But I think that might be a big opportunity they have for the future. Maybe they go that route. I have no idea. But I think there's just a multiple good routes that they can go with. I don't think either one is a bad option, and I think both of them are fantastic, just wrestlers and fantastic options. You know, I think they're both great options. So either one, I wouldn't be mad. I think they're both great. Next, we have the WWE Championship match between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre that was just made official this past Friday night. Now, this one has had little to no build up at all, but I think this next Friday is going to be enough build to get you, ready for the match. Now, do I think this is gonna be a fantastic match? Yes. Is the feud itself the best? No, it's probably one of the worst built ones, but that's because Cody Rhodes was out filming a movie. So it makes sense that it's not gonna be the greatest built feud, but at the same time, Drew McIntyre I think has done a fantastic job of just doing that by himself. And so that's how good Drew is he can just carry these things on his own, and he's done just that. I think, as I said, this will be a great match. And honestly, I'm going to have a shocker here. I think Drew McIntyre actually wins this. I think this is one where they need to pull the trigger on something wild, and what better way to do that than have Drew McIntyre beat Cody Rhodes. I think there needs to be at least one surprise in this one, and I think having Drew in this entire PLE, I think there needs to be at least one surprise in this entire PLE, and that being Drew McIntyre. And this is a fantastic way to kickstart your ESPN partnership, letting people understand that WWE's, programming and overall just storytelling is going to be a lot more unpredictable than what it's been. And I think this is a fantastic way to do that. And it gives Drew McIntyre something to do, and it shows that he actually means something to this company because, man, over the past few years, I feel bad for this guy. This guy might be the most neglected superstar WWE has. And it's a shame because he really has put in some of the best work within these past few years, and he's rewarded with shit, basically. I feel bad for him. He has shown time and time again that he is a reliable superstar. You can put him in any feud possible, and he will do whatever it takes to make it the best feud. I mean, look at what CM Punk and him did last year. That was feud of the year by far, and they had match of the year, in my opinion, in that Hell in a Cell match of Bad Blood. Yeah, these two can put on a fantastic match. They are fantastic. Cody and Drew, just fantastic individuals, and they are going to be just really, really good in this match. Again, it's not a great built feud, but who cares when it's going to be a great match? And I think this is the one where you actually maybe go with a surprise, go with a shocker. Everyone's expecting Cody to have a triumphant return. Why do we have to do that? There's no Rock over Cody's head this time around, where everyone last year when Cody was champion was expecting Rock to be the one to dethrone him eventually. We never got that. And now Rock's completely out of the picture. Cody has nothing over his head. This is a perfect opportunity for you to finally pull a trigger on a credible champion in Drew McIntyre. This is a fantastic route to go, in my opinion. And he already has a match lined up between him and Randy Orton. I mean, yes, they've already had that match, but for the championship, I think it's fantastic. Because a better way to do it is, Drew, he doesn't have to be champion for very long. Granted, I would love to see him as a champion for a longer time, but Randy, his time is calling. I need to see Randy as champion again, and maybe you even make that a three-way between him and Cody. Randy, Cody, and Drew for that championship down the line. I think it's a must. I think that is a match that everyone is dying to see. I think it'll be a great match, and it'll be a great feud in my opinion. But again, it all comes down to the fact that they need to just pull the trigger with this Drew McIntyre winning over Cody Rhodes, and you know, who knows what else we can get down the line, because I think that would be a fantastic start to a great rivalry heading in or coming up, you know. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins versus the returning AJ Lee and CM Punk. It has been 10 years since AJ Lee has been wrestling in a ring, and so this is the return to action for her. Now, I expect her to be a little rusty, but at the same time, I think she's still going to be really, really good. So I'm excited to see what she is able to do in this match. You know, I feel like they're probably going to take it a little easy with her at first. You know, this is why she's in a mixed tag match, so then she can rely on CM Punk to tag out, you know. But at the same time, I think they're going to give her some run. I mean, it's not going to be because she's not in good enough shape. I mean, look at her. She's in phenomenal shape. So I don't think it's going to be because she's tired or anything. I think it's just because it's a little rusty, so she's got to get back into the swing of things. She's got to get her mojo back. It's going to take a little while, but a perfect person to do that against is Becky Lynch. What a way to make your return. You know, probably wrestling the best in-ring technician there is right now in WWE, maybe Becky Lynch. So why the hell not, you know, have her return against her? It's a perfect way to reintroduce AJ Lee, and that's obviously what they've been doing. I think the build-up so far has been really, really good. It seems intense, it's been fun, and we keep seeing moments where CM Punk is kind of like on his own, where this past Monday Night Raw, AJ Lee got taken out by Becky Lynch, and Punk was hovering over her afterwards, and then Becky Lynch slapped him in the face a couple times, pushing him over the edge, but at the same time, he was able to hold back before doing something he might regret. This has been a really, really fun feud. I mean, the return of AJ Lee was fantastic. I've been really blown away with how good they have made this feud, because honestly, it was just shaping up to be another one of those CM Punk, Seth Rollins feuds that kind of just went in a different direction that ultimately was just the same thing. But this is a little bit different because it's kind of married couple versus married couple in a sense, you know? Couple versus couple. And honestly, they've done a very, very good job with what this feud should be about, you know? And I think they've just done a fantastic job at just building a feud that honestly I wasn't really having high hopes for heading into it. Not because of AJ Lee returning, but because, again, there was not much going for this feud, and now since AJ Lee has returned, there is a lot going for it. Now, my official predictions is I think CM Punk and AJ Lee are going to win tonight, or that night, and I have a feeling they're going to break off into their own way, where CM Punk is going to continue to go after Seth Rollins and individually, and Becky Lynch and AJ Lee are eventually going to have their feud, and AJ Lee I think is going to be the one to dethrone Becky Lynch as the Intercontinental Champion, and allowing Becky Lynch to maybe move on to the World Heavyweight Championship. And it allows AJ Lee to kind of get her mojo back in the Intercontinental Championship picture, and it allows her to kind of, you know, get the ball rolling in terms of getting back into the in-ring action and just, you know, getting back into the swing of things as it is, you know. But yes, I have a feeling CM Punk and AJ Lee are going to return, or CM Punk and AJ Lee are going to win, not return. They're going to win, and they are going to basically split off after this and both go for their respective championships. I do not think CM Punk is going to win that championship for a little bit, but I think AJ Lee has a very strong chance at beating Becky Lynch for that Intercontinental Championship, and it might not be right away. It might be a little bit of time before it actually happens, but I think it will happen eventually. Well, those were my Wrestlepalooza predictions. With that being said, I would love to know what you guys think about them down below in the comment section, whether you agree, you disagree, what your initial thoughts heading into Wrestlepalooza are. Are you excited for it? Are you not excited for it? Do you think this might be a kickstart to something better, where WWE's overall storylines, programming, whatever the case may be, just get better? I'm hoping so. You know, hopefully we don't continue ending Monday Night Raw the same way. Hopefully Smackdown might become a little bit better. Whatever the case may be, I'm hoping this is just a fresh start for WWE at the end of the day. I'm hoping this allows them to kind of just hit a restart button and allows them to have some good programming once again. But we'll just have to see. And with that being said, until next time, see ya.